What I'm doing today is a very short one actually, and this is very important because I noticed when I parked the bike it was stinking to high heaven, and I've addressed this problem on two separate occasions. This is the second time this has come up. The first time I addressed it, I went to what one of the things that the dealers and the other groups will tell you is check your mass air sensor hoses and see if they're cracked. And I'm going to take 30 seconds to show you where they're at and how to do it and how easy it is, because it can save you a lot to get after them. Now you should be able to see to readily view these even with the older RSS and its different air box. But that's your mass air sensor. There's hose number 1. There's hose number 2. If you can see it down in there, and I'll hold for a second. Again, mass air hose number 1, mass air sensor hose number 2. That's your Bosch mass air sensor. This is another emissions control tube that I did replace. This is 1/8 inch diameter hose, and the ones that were offered at my Part Star are the new fibered fuel resistant ones. They shouldn't crack near as much as the old OEM ones. They're nice and snug. They work beautifully, and I should be able to get 2 years of wear out of these fairly easily. And then this one, same thing. That was a solid rubber vacuum line, but now it's got the lines reinforced. It's also fuel resistant to the new modern standards, will last longer. When I took a close look at these, they were all 3 cracked. I pulled this one off, and it split in 2. I pulled this one off, and you can see how easily these move. It ripped the front edge off with all the cracking up here. When you see these cracked, in this location it's an air advance, I believe, but here on the mass airflow sensor, it can also introduce errors, as you can see, into your intake. Both of the areas are in both intakes, and that's where the issues come. If your mass airflow sensor is off, like mine wasn't registering enough air, it just kept pouring fuel into it. So the mixture that was coming out at idle, you couldn't stand in this garage. It was so bad. So that's important. The other thing that I did earlier, this is a modification you'll find out on Spyder Lovers, is this mod. And this is a fuel line modification that stems from one of the hoses that's used to vent. And this is actually an air vent with a filter that stems off that. That modification is available on Spyder Lovers, I believe, and it's also available on Le Monster, I believe. And you can also notice, because of my JT Spyder Shop air intake, it's 200 bucks, best 200 bucks I ever spent on this bike. I now have a separate AIS filter. And I mentioned this in an earlier video. I did put a clamp on this and tighten it down. I have no more backfires. I have no more fuel mixture issues. Everything is smelling great, running great. And I did go for a skin off run today to see if the car wash would let me in, and it's dirty, dirty, dirty. So we'll wait for another day. As you can tell, I have snow outside. It's melting. But now that the mass airflow sensor hoses are done, I've inspected and checked my modification to the fuel line and the breather on the fuel line, and also checked and inspected my AIS filter. I'm ready to go. I've got brand new tin W50 oil in it, ready to go for the warmer weather. I've adjusted and set my belt alignment and tension. I've double checked all that. Checking in terms of what I'll be doing later is going in for alignment, but My wear on my front tires is perfect. This is about done. I'm gonna start to reskin. Like I said, I do want to go in and wash. And just old fashioned, I think that dirt collects heat. Heat's your enemy on a motor. So this is the way I was raised. That's all I got for today. Taking a break from towing buses and decided to spend some time in the shop and do that fast 5-minute project. I just wanted to say that again, the hoses are sold by the foot. This is your 1/8 inch line. You can see the fiber line lead in it. And this is a leftover from the foot that I bought. I cut two 3.5 inch pieces that they measured out to. And then this is my larger one. This is on the 3/16 diameter, inside diameter. And that's working very well on the emissions line for that pump assembly on the side of the car. You know what it does, I'm sure it's emissions. The best $3 you could ever spend because it helps on fuel mileage, keeps you tuned up, stops your backfires, and helps you stop that nasty gas smell when you're driving in your shed or carport. That's all I got for today, folks. Wishing my son, who's probably going to see this today, home on COVID relief, and the other children in my family that have been stricken, please get better soon. And hope you listen now and get your vaccines because it's important. Bye.